Alright, I figured it's about time we talk about the belly of the beast, the heart and soul, the yin and the yang, the thing that makes it go rum rum. This is Jack, and this is Jill. 12V71 TAs, which means turbo, twin turbo, one on each side. And in the back up there is an intercooler, and then it's a Detroit two-stroke, so it naturally has superchargers. Okay, these also have heat exchangers, which is this box and this box. You can see them on the bottom. Apparently, Jill has a coolant leak, as you can tell by her reservoir tank being low, into the exhaust system. So that one's compromised. Jack is holding coolant pretty much to the top, so that part's okay. Now, apparently, I've tried to start Jack, and all it did was spin over. I coughed and tried, and I spoke to my neighbor in the boat next to me, and he stated that it required the. Let me turn off this sump pump. There, make it easier for this video, less noise. Okay, he told me that they required hours of preheating to even start. And these are extremely robust engines. And let me see if we can get an hour meeting read. How much time is on these girls? Alright, Jack has 5,201 hours. And Jill is showing 4534. So they've got time. I mean, go back and sit down. Sorry. They've got a lot of time on them. And really, to be dependable, they're going to need to be unframed. Now, this boat has a lot of room underneath. I mean, I could pretty much in my bilge stand up down there and be comfortable. So getting under the engines, well, let me walk over here. Ow. Yes, I have water in my bilge. That's part of the compromise route. So getting underneath these engines would require removing the intercooler, exhaust manifold, turbo. I don't think that, well, yeah, the turbo, exhaust assembly. If you're going to tear down the motors, you're going to take everything off anyway. So probably going to just do one at a time. That way I can always just reference, video everything as I tear into it, and get everything on board as needed before the major overhaul occurs. But yeah, these are going to have to be rebuilt where they sit. And like I said, there's enough room because I can remove. Well, I can't get in under the front. I can't get in under the other side. So it's definitely going to be an interesting thing to get underneath these motors. But I have to find a way to get under there to get to the oil pan. There's no physical way yet to lift these engines to get to the bottom side. Oh, so it will be definitely something I need to ponder to figure out how to get into that opening. I mean, I can lay down on here and possibly get to the oil pan bolts. The back of the motor is right about here where the mount is. That all needs to be drilled and inspected anyway because this boat had extensive termite damage. But as far as I can tell, structurally, the stringers and everything, there's a lot of steel bracing that's in this boat. So there's a lot of things that prevent it from being damaged. But if you look back here in the corner, I'm going to zoom in carefully because the boat's moving. It's kind of rough outside. That is damage from termites. So I know they ate into these beams that are up top side that go across that support the floor. So those are going to have to come out. There's their supports. It looks like somebody went in and put this in as an afterthought to support it, but I'm going to go with aluminum. That way I don't have to worry about them anymore. And but getting back to the original video, the motors. I don't want to get strayed. This is going to be a major undertaking. Roughly, a rebuild kit for this is $2,800 per motor, plus incidentals. There's going to be a lot of incidentals. There's going to be a lot of hoses that, I mean, they look good. The blue things you see in the picture. You know, this engine over here looks like the hoses were done recently. It also looks like somebody went into the aftercoolers on both motors because they're painted a lot prettier than the rest of it. And the turbos seem to be in good shape. So that's something I don't have to worry about, I pray. But the starter, which is down here, is stuck at the solenoid. So I'm going to need to pull that. So I'm going to start some of the disassembly before I even get gaskets. But I've got to make up some more of these floor sections like I'm standing on. There's some already over here, 2 of them. So I can get those back in. We are working on the build system. That's going to be installed here in the next couple of days. We've got the parts for it. We have tubing, wiring. Right now it's running on a sump pump, which I'll turn back on because I need to get the water out of here. And that's what you'll hear come on. And that goes into the drain system. But just wanted to cover everything on the engine side of what's got to be done down here. It's not too bad down here as far as temperature goes, especially today with a good breeze because you got the vents, which that one over there has got some rotten wood in it. It's got to be addressed. But yeah, I have a lot of room in here once the floors are put down to actually have equipment. And I plan on opening all this up. That's the stairway out of here up to the galley. Opening all this forward crew quarters up and taking all the walls out because this was going to be my workshop. Storage and the main part of, well, everything I need to sustain life off grid will be down here. And I'll be living in the aft section. Past that wall is the fuel tank. And then the back of the boat where the master stateroom is. It's a ship. It's big. It's huge. You know, it's an 85-ton vessel. So the main thing is having an area down here so I can service the engines as needed, have parts, tools, equipment, you know, everything that I need, that if Jack or Jill were to break down again, I want another 5,000 hours out of them. That's all I'm asking. You know, this thing's got its own fuel polishing system back there. It's got good fuel. You can see the shiny red. I'll zoom in again. So it feels nice and clean. Filters are all clean. Everything was serviced and running 2 years ago. So it's diesel, so it ain't like a gas motor where I got to worry about the fuel contamination. But I am going to run the polishing system. There's 1,800 gallons of diesel on board now. I know it's my own personal crematorium. But yeah, that's where we stand on Jack and Jill and where I need to go next. All right, well, like and subscribe if you like this video, and you know, watch for more because this is going to be a long road of recovery for this girl, but it's underway. And thanks, like, subscribe, and have a blessed day.